Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to stay tuned, because we've got some creepy stories coming your way. Also, check out our podcast channel. We've got new episodes released every week. This story was submitted by our user, Ghost of Persia. So let's jump right into it. The desert's breath is still on my neck. Even now, weeks removed from that infernal wasteland, I can taste the sand in my throat and hear the ceaseless whisper of dunes shifting under an unseen weight. They say the Rub al Khali, the empty quarter, is a place of sublime beauty and of deadly secrets. I went there chasing a promise of adventure and a fat paycheck. I returned hollow, like a shell that held something cruel and incomprehensible. The Land Cruiser's engine growled as I barreled deeper into the sea of sand. At first, everything was routine. Endless rolling dunes, brilliant sun pressed overhead like molten gold, the radio chattering half-heartedly with the base camp at Al Ruwais. My map marked nothing but unexplored territory for hundreds of miles in every direction. A cartographer's dream, they'd told me. A fool's errand, I suspect now. By midday, the sun had turned blinding. I removed my sunglasses for a moment, stupid, but curiosity beat caution. The world went white, my vision swam. When I could see again, the horizon rippled like a fevered mirage. Downshift to crawl speed, I scanned for landmarks. Nothing moved except the sky itself, as if the air were boiling. Sleep came fitfully in the open bed of the truck, each gust of wind carrying grains of sand that felt like needles on my skin. At dawn, when I climbed down, I noticed footprints around my campfires, cold ashes. They were oddly shaped, narrow at the heel, wide at the toe, curling like talons. I measured the stride, far too long for a human. I pulse jumped, but I chalked it up to desert wildlife. Stray jackals leave tracks, I told myself. Nothing more. By afternoon, the wind picked up, sculpting dust devils that twirled like pale dancers. In one swirl, I thought I saw a figure, a gaunt silhouette hunched over, slipping behind a ridge. My binoculars showed nothing but empty sand. Then came the whisper, shh, just on the edge of hearing, soft, pleading, yet ancient, like wind rattling through a cracked skull. My water ran low faster than planned. The midday heat burned through my rationed bottles. My throat was raw. I stumbled upon another set of prints, same strange contour leading east. Compelled by dread and fascination, I followed them, rifle slung but unused. The downs here were impossibly steep, their crests sharp as razor blades. I clambered down a sunken trough. The sky darkened, as if an eclipse were passing overhead. My compass spun like a child's toy. Radio static snarled in my ears. And then I saw it. A shape, smooth and black, gliding across the sand on dozens of slender legs. It paused beneath a dune crest, head tilting with predatory calm. Its skin was polished obsidian. It reflected the sun in cruel, dazzling shards. I froze, breath caught in my chest. When I looked down, my boots had sunk halfway into the sand, and I realized I was kneeling. Panicked, I scrambled back upward, but the slope stretched on endlessly. The creature followed, silent as a shadow. My heartbeat thundered. My radio burst to life. A scratchy burst of Arabic, then a rasping voice that slithered through static. Why do you follow? Right. What are you? What are you? I yelled. No answer but the wind. I aimed the rifle, but my fingers wouldn't obey. The creature vanished over the crest. Too stunned to question it, I sprinted after, lungs burning, legs quaking. Expected to find empty sand, but instead, there stood an archway carved from the ground itself. The walls were slick and black, etched with twisting glyphs that pulsed faintly, like veins under skin. My truck was gone. In its place, the arch yawned, inviting me into a shadowy corridor. Against every instinct, I walked in. The air inside was cool, damp impossible in this desert. Water dripped somewhere ahead, each drop reverberating like a distant drumbeat. The walls bore symbols that writhed when I blinked, serpentine lines that hinted at meanings older than any recorded history. The passage opened into a vast cavern lined with phosphorescent lichen, casting sickly blue-green light across slick stone. In the center, a pool lay so still it was mirror glass. Thirst overrode caution. I knelt and drank. The water tasted faintly sweet, briny with something. The instant it touched my tongue, visions slammed into me, dunes shifting like living things, colossal pillars half buried in sand, figures in flowing robes kneeling beneath blood-red moons, screams carried on roiling sandstorms, faces pale, eyelids gaping in silent anguish. I lurched to my feet, vomit rising in my throat. The cavern walls undulated, as though breathing. The archway behind me smacked shut with a bone-cracking echo. Darkness swallowed the path I'd come. My flashlight flickered. Its beam died. With only the pool's glow to guide me, I stumbled forward. The hiss followed everywhere and nowhere. It spoke again, 1,000 voices whispering in unison. You drank. Now you belong. Fear seized me. I ran, arms outstretched, fingertips tracing cold stone, until I broke through into loose sand. The corridor vanished behind me, replaced by a rippling dune slope, tore across the desert, chasing the faint blush of dawn. Each breath was fire in my lungs. Behind me, a thunderous roar. The dunes themselves were collapsing, as if a monstrous creature burrowed beneath, seeking to crush me in its maw. When I crested the final rise, I saw my Land Cruiser twisted, blackened, windshield shattered. Tires melted into the sand, exhaust fumes still curled from its engine. I crawled inside, igniting the starter. The engine roared, but the vehicle shuddered, barely moving. The radio crackled. Field party, do you copy? Base to field party, respond. I pressed the mic button with a trembling finger. My voice emerged as a ragged whisper. Get me out. Then static, a soft thunk at the door. My heart leapt, yanked it open, to flee only to find no one. On the sand lay a small, smooth black stone, warm beneath my palm, etched with those same serpent glyphs. I drove until asphalt appeared beneath my wheels, one of the remote desert roads leading back to civilization. I collapsed into a roadside rest stop, the stone clutched in my hand. The attendant found me babbling inanities about endless sands and a creature that lurked beneath. He called an ambulance. I don't remember the ride, only waking in a sterile hospital room, throat sore, body weak, mind on fire. They found no evidence of the arches, no sign of a cavern. My recorder where I'd dictaphoned every sighting was gone. All I have is that stone, hidden now in a locked drawer at home. When I touch it, the glyphs feel alive, pulsing under my skin. They say the desert forgets nothing, watches waits and, when its time comes, it takes. I don't know what I became in that black archway, but I know the desert has claimed a piece of my soul. At night, I dream of walking dunes, of that hiss calling me back. And I know I will return one day drawn by the promise of forbidden knowledge or by the creature's patient summons. Until then, I live among ordinary people, but I am never free of the desert's whisper, nor of the sense that every grain of sand holds a memory, that somewhere under those shifting waves a darkness stirs aching to be unleashed. So what do you think? What do you think happened to our protagonist? What do you think lurks in the deserts of Arabia? Let us know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching and supporting the channel.